it's Emily and welcome to my TBR jar picks my September reads. So September, I guess it's the start of autumn, however I'm still going to try and fit in a few romances in before the end of the year. I'm very seasonal with my reading. I like to read romances more in summer, thrillers and horrors in the rest of the kind of like autumn, winter. However, there are some romances I do still want to read and I'm hoping the vibes continue just a little bit longer into September. I do have 4 books in front of me that I would love to fit on my TBR. I will be pulling 6 prompts out of the jar. I'm hoping all 4 will fit on, however, the jar picks what the jar picks, I guess. So I think without further ado, there's nothing else really more to say. Let's jump on in to the first prompt. So let's give it a good rummage. Oh, maybe I should give a recap. Last month I was in a bit of a reading slump for the majority of the month. Didn't reread much and I think I missed 2 books off my TBR last month, so it was a bit of a fail, but I don't really do punishments anymore, so I think let's just jump on in and do 6 prompts like normal. So prompt number 1, let's see what colour we pick. We've got a grey one, nice and vibrant. Let's see. Okay, this works. Okay, fantasy or sci-fi. I've combined the 2 because I don't read them as much. And one of the books that I wanted to read anyway was ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas, or Court of Thorns and Roses. I am rereading this for Chloe's read-along. It's called the Trash for Mass read-along, and September is the first month of us reading the ACOTAR series. I have read this twice before, so it is a book that I know what I'm getting myself in for. However, I've only read the first 3 in the whole series, so I'm hoping this read-along will help me get through the rest of them and can complete a series. I will be joining Chloe on her live streams to discuss ACOTAR and I can't wait. So that fits very nicely. This is massive on BookTube, BookTok, everyone really knows the ACOTAR series, but this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling and it's kind of like high fantasy. It's not my usual thing, but I have the audiobook downloaded already, ready to go, so I'll be leaning on that a little, but yeah, can't wait to get back into this world. I cannot remember anything about Akamath and Akawar, like nothing. I genuinely can't remember anything, so it'll be good to reread the series. So that was a good start, a positive start to this TBR, so let's give it a little bit of a shake and then go in for prompt number 2. Let's see what colour we get here. Let's go for this one. We have a yellow. What have we got? Random letter title. So this, I will generate a random letter and then that letter has to be like the start of a word in the title. So this could be anything. This literally could be anything. Let me go get my laptop and I'll generate a random word. So I've got my laptop here. I am just going to screen record instead of like showing you the screen. Let's go. Let's find out what letter we'll be dished up with. So the L was already there already. So let's just generate a random letter. T. There we go. We got the letter T. So that's exciting. Does that work for me? It works. Okay. Let me stop recording and we'll go from there. So I think we can count this. It's my game by rules, but the book I will be picking for the letter T is The Legacy because and this is the 5th and final book in the Off-Campus series. I am currently reading The Goal, which is the 4th, and me and my friend, we've been buddy reading them every month, and so September is going to be The Legacy, and it'll be sad but also like nice to wrap this up. It is 4 short stories and I believe it sets up nicely for like the kind of spin-off, you know, like the Graham Effect books. This is what I have heard. I'm not sure if that's true. Here for some hockey romance and also ticks off the end of a series. So can't complain at that. We're going to start a series, sort of, and then finish a series. So far, these are great prompts. We managed to get 2 of the 4 books I wanted to get on already. 2 for 2. It's going well. It's going well. But yeah, I think with that, let's jump on into prompt number 3. Let's give it a good old shake. Let's rummage and pull this one. Oh, got an orange. Let's have a look. Okay, so So we've got ends in an odd number of pages. So the page count has to be an odd number. I'm going to check these 2 books that I have left in front of me that I want to fit on this TBR, and hopefully one of them will end in an odd number. Knowing my luck, they won't, but let's have a look. Okay, so I checked them both. Only one ends on an odd number, and that is Drive Me Crazy by Carly Robin. I met Carly at the weekend and I watched the Dutch Grand Prix with her. We had a little watch party and then had a little book club discussion afterwards, and it was a really lovely, wholesome event. And Carly is really, really lovely, and she signed a book for me. There we go, that's my favourite driver, if you didn't know. So, yeah. So I definitely want to read this as soon as possible. I got the book at the event, and I'm definitely in the mood for an F1 romance this month. So including the bonus epilogue, it lands on 321, I think. Yeah, 321 pages, which is obviously an odd number. Like I said, this is an F1 romance. The sequel to this does come out in October, so I definitely want to read this in September, ready for the sequel, which is called Drive Me Wild. But yeah, especially after meeting Carly, like, it was such a lovely day, and getting to watch the race with her and just have some chats. And her mum is really, really lovely. And then we went to the work shopping after together, so it was just such a lovely day, and I definitely need to read this as soon as possible. And I'm loving F1 romances at the minute, so it seems the perfect time. This is going so well to have 3 for 3 so far on my TBR. Okay, let's see if prompt number 4 can also get that last book on. So, give it a quick shake. My fairy lights are dying. They're barely lit up at all now. They were nice and bright when I turned them on. Okay, right, that's a good shake. Give it a rummage, and then prompt number 4. We got a little baby pink, and that is, no, you're kidding. You're kidding. 4 for 4, orange on the cover. Tell me this isn't orange. Like, that is orange. It could be yellow, but I'm calling that orange. How have I got all 4 books that I wanted to fit on in the first 4 prompts? Shut the front door. But this is Keeping 13, which is the sequel to Binding 13, which I read last week. This is another like 800-page chunker, but I listened to the audiobooks as well, both parts, because it's so long, it's split into 2 parts. But I definitely want to get back in this world. I was pleasantly surprised by Binding 13. A little disappointed at the amount of rugby content, because I thought there was going to be more rugby. However, I cannot wait to continue the series, and I can understand why there's a bit of hype around the series. So thank you to Chloe and her Patreons for buddy reading Binding 13 and giving me the motivation to pick it up, because literally today I bought Keeping 13, Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. So yeah, I'm hoping that now Shannon knows a bit more about rugby, there might be a bit more rugby in this. Who knows? But this is a romance. I was going to say young adult. It's not a young adult romance at all, but it follows teenagers. And it's got quite a few trigger warnings, so definitely look them up before jumping into Binding 13, because there's a lot. But yeah, it even says in the front, that in the author's note, that it does say 18 plus. But yeah, I cannot wait to see how it continues. Chloe did tell me that Keeping 13 starts directly after Binding 13 finishes. So yeah, I want to read this very soon. So that's on the TBR, another chonker. So that's the 4 books I wanted to get on. We still have 2 more prompts. So let's see what else we can add to our TBR. I love that I said our TBR, like you were reading it all too. My TBR, I guess. Let's give it a shake and a rummage. Let's go for this one. Oh, a slightly darker pink. So what have we got? Okay, recently hauled. I've bought so many books this month, like I'm not even kidding. I said I was going on a book buying ban. I've bought so many. I'm gonna go get some options of books that I've recently hauled that I'm really in the mood for, but I think I know what I'm gonna pick. So I have 4 books quickly to show you that I have recently hauled. Little spoiler for my August book haul. I have bought them all this month. Literally in the last like 5 days actually. No, last week or so I've bought these. First one is The Escape Room by L.D. Smithson, which is a thriller and is set on like one of these forts in the sea. And I think it's like an escape room, but then people generally can't get off. Then we have The Blonde Identity by Ali Carter. I've read books by Ali Carter before, like the Gallagher Girls series, and I love The Bourne Identity, like the Bourne films, and I know that this is inspired by that or like influenced by that. Then we have The Wrong Mr. Right, which is the second book in the Queen Cove series, which I started in August, so that'll be good to continue a series. And then we also have Saving Six by Chloe Walsh, which is the third book in the Boys of Tommen series. I might not pick this one just because we do have Keeping 13 already on the TBR. And this is, I mean, it's only, I say only, it's 600 pages, but I still don't want to get too excited, you know? I'm kind of toying between these two. This I know I have on my Kindle. This, I don't know, this just, basically, I thought this was like a thriller. Oh goodness, my books have fallen over onto the tripod. So this, I thought was a thriller, and based off of the blurb, being about how she wakes up, she has no memory, she has a headache, people keep trying to kill her, and someone's telling her to run, which is like the kind of setup to the like Jason Bourne movies. However, on the front, by Ali Hazelwood, it says, a unique, delightful, hilarious, unputdownable romance. Was not expecting a romance. I'm so intrigued by this, but I also want to continue the series. I mean, how long is this one? So it's 360 pages. This one is less than 300, it's 289. I'm going to put this on because I don't know how much longer I'll be in the romance mood, so I might as well enjoy it while I can. So I'm going to put The Wrong Mr. Right, which I believe follows which brother? Nothing. I know it follows Hannah, but I can't remember which brother. Wyatt. It follows Wyatt. So I'm intrigued to continue the series, and yeah, I really liked Hannah as a character, and we got a bit of Wyatt as well in there, so exciting. So that's going on my TBR. I've got a lot of romance actually. Even Akatar's basically a romance. Shall we pick a rogue book at the end? For this final prompt, let's not pick a romance. So yeah, let's jump on into the final prompt. Prompt number 6. Let's go. Let's take a rummage and let's go for this one. Another baby pink. Let's have a look. Ooh, okay. It says, I don't know if you can even see that, a weapon on the cover. That definitely does not scream romance. So I reckon a mystery or a thriller. Let me have a look and I'll pick some options. So while I was picking those options, apparently the sun wanted to come out, but I have 3 books here that all have a weapon on the front and they're all quite short. So the first one is Suddenly a Murder by Lauren Munoz. There's a knife. So that's definitely a weapon. And this is a YA mystery. So definitely spices up the genre for this TBR. And it's not too long, so I think that could be a potential. Then we have The Old Woman with the Knife, which obviously has a big knife on the front, and this is another assassin book, so we love our assassins. And that's another floppy, short, easy read, so that's a potential. And then the other one I have is The Hound of the Baskervilles, which has a gun on the front there, and I do need to read more Sherlock Holmes books because I have the entire series here, and I've only read A Study in Scarlet, so I'm kind of tempted to pick this because A, it's so short, and B, I have multiple copies of it, so on my spreadsheet make my TBR go down by more than one. So now I'm kind of toying between these two. I don't know, all 3 of them actually are great options. That's upside down. I'm gonna go with Suddenly a Murder because it's been on my TBR a while. It's a YA, it shouldn't be too hard to read, and I do love a YA mystery. I feel like if I'm going to read YA now, look, you can see the sticker, but if I do read a YA nowadays, it's probably going to be a mystery or a thriller. So yeah, don't really know what it's about. I think they have a house party, not house party, but like a dinner party, a luxury 1920s themed getaway at the glamorous Ashwood Manor. There, they party in vintage dresses as secrets are spilled and scandals unfold. It's all fun and games until Cassidy's boyfriend turns up dead. Soon the sparkling young socialites are the prime suspects in his murder. There's the girlfriend and the other girl, the old friend and the new friend, the brooding enigma. And then there's Izzy, the girl who brought the knife. Interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna add that to the TBR. Spice it up from the romances. So there we have it. Let me turn the books around. That's our TBR for September. I'm so excited by this TBR, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for every single book on there. Let me quickly run through the prompts again and the books for you. A Court of Thorns and Roses for fantasy sci-fi. The Legacy for a random letter, which was T. Drive Me Crazy for an odd number of pages. Keeping 13 for orange on the cover. The Wrong Mr. Right for recently hauled, and Suddenly a Murder for weapon on the cover. But yes, there we have it. A couple longer ones, a couple shorter ones, got to spice things up a bit, but a lot of romances. So, but a dip into fantasy. We don't normally go into fantasy here, so that's exciting. But yeah, I think with that, let's wrap up this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're new around here, because I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I love doing these TBR videos, but I've also got some fun vlogs coming up still need to edit some, but I do have some fun content still coming your way. But I think without further ado, I'll say goodbye now and I'll see you soon with a brand new video. Bye.